In this video, we will learn how to fill the ECFMG identification form. So before we start, there is one myth buster. There exists a difference between the ECFMG identification form and the ECFMG certification form. The form that we're gonna fill up in this video is the ECFMG identification form, that is the form 186. And this is the same form that you should fill up to evade the 2024 ECFMG rule change. That is, even if your medical school have not applied, or even if your country have not applied for the certification in the WFME in the new rule, if you have filled up this form, you will be able to take this exam. And there is a information circulating all around the internet that this certification of identification form 186 is only valid for 5 years. That is completely false. This screenshot is from the ECFMG website, which says that once Form 186 is accepted by ECFMG, it typically remains valid indefinitely. It will remain valid for lifetime. So you may even appear for the exam even after 5 years or 10 years. So what you need? You need a passport, you need a payment method. Why I am mentioning the payment method beforehand? Because at the end you need to pay the fee, that is $160. And you need to check whether your medical school is registered in the World Directory of Medical School as per now. Later it will be replaced by the World Federation of Medical Education after 2024. And you need a new email. You need a new email because the email that you may be using now, you have logged in other platforms too. So you may miss some of the emails from the ECFMG, some of the important emails. So you will make a new email, and this email you will only use for your communication with the ECFMG. So please make a new email before starting up. So to start with USMLE step 1 registration, you will need to request a USMLE or ECFMG identification number. So you first go to the ECFMG website, that is ecfmg.org, and then you select on online services, and then you select for international medical graduates IWA or interactive web application. After that, you click on if you have never been issued a USMLE identification number and want to request one, click here. Or if you have applied earlier, then you can click the option before it, above it. Then you read the information and instruction carefully for ECFMG online authentication process, and then you confirm you have read them and click next. So you confirm and then you click next, and now you answer the question, that is, have you ever submitted an application to ECFMG for examination? Now, if you have previously submitted an exam application to ECFMG, you must answer yes to this question. You must answer yes even if you have submitted an application under a different name or you did not take the exam for which you applied. You must answer yes regardless of whether you submitted an interactive application or a paper application in the past. If you have never submitted an application to ECFMG for any examination, answer no. And if you do not answer correctly, then this may result in a finding of irregular behavior, and they may ban you permanently from the ECFMG. Now, after clicking the answer, then you move forward and you fill up your biographic information. You fill up your last name, you fill up your rest of the name, first name and the middle name. Please fill up your names exactly how it appears in your passport, and then you fill up your date of birth exactly how it is in your passport, and then you select your birth country and then gender. If you have been previously issued USMLE ID, you enter it here. If not, just leave this blank. You then highlight the medical school country, and then your medical school list will appear, and then you select your medical school. When you select your medical school, if it is in the WDOMS, that is the World Directory of Medical School, then the medical school address will appear here. If it is not there, the medical school will not appear in the list. Now you need to complete your contact information, that is, you enter the country of residence, your street address line 1. In this street address line 1, you better enter the address that you will be using for the mailing purposes. And address line 2, you will enter whatever is in your passport or your citizenship, the address. And then you enter the email address that you want to use, the new email address that you have made. And then you re-enter the email address, and then you fill up your telephone number. And after that, you click on submit. So after you submit your application, ECFMG will perform a thorough search using the information provided, and if a USMLE or ECFMG identification number already exists for you, they will send you the number. If it does not exist for you or the system is unable to identify you, your information will be submitted to ECFMG for processing. Now, you need to allow 5 business days to process your request, and then your USMLE or ECFMG identification number and a temporary passport will be sent to the email address ECFMG has on record for you, the email address that you have entered. Then, if ECFMG determines that the biographic information you enter is inaccurate, not complete, or insufficient to assign a USMLE number, your request for the identification number will not be processed. And then they will send you an email that your request will not be processed, and then you can reapply again with the correct information. Then when you get the ID and the one-time password, then you log into the IWA portal, that is the interactive web application portal on ecfmg.org. Here you enter the number here and you enter the one-time password here, and then you log in. After that, you click on submit an application for ECFMG certification, and then you fill in the details. Make sure to match them with the details in your passport, and then you review and submit the application, and then make a payment of $160 using any of the payment option available, and then you download the form 186. So you click on here, application for ECFMG certification, and then the website will take you through the process. You enter all the details, and then you pay a fee of $160, and then you download the form 186. After that, there comes the notary part. So after you have paid and you have downloaded from 186, you need to come directly to the Notarization website, that is the notarization.com/ECFMG, and then you click on complete the form 186, and then you upload your form 186 that you have downloaded, and then you upload a copy of passport, and then you fill in the personal details, and then you just set up an appointment date and time, and check email for confirmation. So I will suggest you to take the most forward date and time for the notary camp appointment. So you better fill the form according to the US time, in the US office time, and then you take the date and time at that moment only. You should not wait for 10 days or 1 week to take the date and time. So few minutes before your appointment time, you will receive an email with link to join, and then you should be ready with your passport, laptop with a webcam, and good lighting in the room, because they will take a picture of you which will be in the notarized form. So you go to notary camp, and then you click here to complete your certification. You need to click here, and then you use the email that you have used in the ECFMG website. Then you enter your first name, your last name, your phone number, your password, your password, and then you click on submit. After that, you upload your certification of identification form, that is from 186 here, and then you upload your passport, and then you enter the ECFMG identification number that they have assigned to you. After that, they will video call you, and then they will ask you some questions, and then you need to show them your passport, and they will take your picture, and they will notarize the identification form, and they will send the form to you, and they will also send the form to the ECFMG. Now, after the ECFMG have received your application form, then they will also send you an email that the application form have been sent to the ECFMG. Then ECFMG will process your online application typically within 3 weeks of receipt of both the online part, the form that you have filled up in the online process, and the certification of identification form that the notary have sent them. Then once the certification of identification form 186 is submitted to and accepted by ECFMG, they will email you that your form is accepted, and now you have been identified, and this form will remain valid for lifetime, and then you can apply for the USMLE without submitting another paper certification. This is the same form that is required by the medical students or the graduates from the countries which have not applied for the ECFMG rule change to apply for the WFME registration. They need to fill this form before 2024 in order to avoid the change. If you have filled this form before 2024, then you can sit for the exam even in 2026 2027, 28, or 30, whenever you like. So this is just for the prevention purpose. So I hope you like the video. Thank you very much.